the brilliant mind behind the idea of synchronicity. Carl Jung was a Swiss psychiatrist and psychoanalyst who left an indelible mark on the field of psychology. Born in 1875, Jung's innovative ideas continue to influence our understanding of the human psyche. He was a pioneer in exploring the depths of the unconscious mind. Jung's work went beyond traditional psychoanalysis, delving into areas that many considered mystical or spiritual. One of Jung's most fascinating contributions was his concept of synchronicity. This idea emerged from his own experiences and observations. Jung noticed patterns in his patients' lives that seemed too meaningful to be mere coincidences. He began to question the nature of reality and the connections between events. This led him to develop a theory that would challenge our understanding of cause and effect. Jung's concept of synchronicity was revolutionary. It suggested that events could be connected by meaning rather than causality. This was a radical departure from the scientific thinking of his time. Jung proposed that the universe might be more interconnected than we realize. He believed that our inner world could influence external events in mysterious ways. Synchronicity became a cornerstone of Jung's analytical psychology. It offered a new way to interpret life's seemingly random occurrences. Jung's ideas about synchronicity opened up new avenues for exploring human consciousness. They challenged us to look beyond the surface of everyday events. Jung's work on synchronicity continues to inspire and intrigue people from all walks of life. Unraveling the concept of synchronicity. Synchronicity, as defined by Jung, is the occurrence of meaningful coincidences. These events are not linked by cause and effect. Instead, they are connected by their significance to the individual experiencing them. It's like the universe is sending a message through seemingly unrelated events. Jung believed these occurrences were more than just random chance. The concept challenges our traditional understanding of how the world works. We're used to thinking in terms of cause and effect, but synchronicity suggests a different kind of order in the universe. It implies that events can be linked by meaning rather than physical causation. This idea opens up a whole new way of interpreting our experiences. Jung described synchronicity as an acausal connecting principle. This means that synchronistic events are connected, but not in a way we can explain through cause and effect. It's as if the universe is operating on a deeper level that we can't always see. This principle suggests that there might be hidden patterns and connections in our world. Synchronicity often involves a psychological state and an external event coinciding in a meaningful way. For example, you might be thinking about a long-lost friend. Suddenly, that friend calls you out of the blue. Jung would say this is more than just coincidence. It's a synchronistic event that holds special meaning for you. These experiences can feel magical or even mystical. Meaningful coincidences beyond chance. Meaningful coincidences are at the heart of synchronicity. These are events that seem to defy probability. They occur in ways that feel significant to the person experiencing them. It's not just about unlikely things happening. It's about unlikely things happening in a way that feels deeply meaningful. Jung collected many examples of synchronicity from his patients and his own life. One famous case involved a woman who was stuck in her therapy. She had a dream about a golden scarab beetle. The next day, during their session, Jung heard a tapping on the window. He opened it, and in flew a scarabæid beetle, the closest match to a golden scarab in that area. This event broke through the patient's resistance and moved her therapy forward. These meaningful coincidences often occur at important moments in our lives. They might happen during times of crisis, transition, or deep reflection. Some people report synchronicities around major life events like births, deaths, or career changes. Others notice them during periods of intense spiritual or personal growth. These events can feel like guideposts or confirmations on our life journey. Skeptics argue that we simply notice coincidences more when they feel meaningful. They say we're pattern-seeking creatures who find connections even where none exist, but Jung and his followers believe there's more to it than that. They see synchronicity as evidence of a deeper order in the universe. It's as if reality itself is responding to our inner states and needs. The Acausal connecting principle. The Acausal connecting principle is a key concept in understanding synchronicity. It's Jung's way of explaining how events can be linked without a clear cause and effect relationship. This principle suggests that there are connections in the universe that we can't explain through traditional scientific means. It's as if there's an invisible web linking events and experiences. Jung proposed that this principle operates alongside causality. He didn't reject cause and effect. Instead, he suggested that both causal and acausal connections exist in our world. The Acausal connecting principle allows for a kind of ordering in the universe that goes beyond physical laws. It's a way of understanding how meaning and significance can link events across time and space. This principle challenges our usual way of thinking about reality. We're used to looking for direct causes for every effect we observe. But the Acausal connecting principle suggests that some connections are based on meaning, rather than physical causation. It's as if the universe has its own language of symbols and significance. Jung believed that understanding this language could lead to profound insights about ourselves and the world. The Acausal connecting principle is closely tied to Jung's ideas about the collective unconscious. This is the part of the psyche that Jung believed we all share. It contains archetypes and universal symbols. Jung thought that synchronicities might be moments when the collective unconscious breaks through into our conscious awareness. These events could be seen as messages from the deeper layers of our psyche. Individuation, the journey to wholeness. Individuation is another crucial concept in Jung's psychology. It's the process of becoming your true whole self. Jung believed that we all have a drive towards self-realization. This journey involves integrating different aspects of our personality. It's about balancing our conscious and unconscious minds. Synchronicity often plays a role in this process. During individuation, people often report experiencing more synchronicities. These meaningful coincidences can feel like guideposts on the path to self-discovery. They might provide insights or confirmations about the direction of one's life. Jung saw these events as the psyche's way of communicating important information to the conscious mind. It's as if the universe is conspiring to help us become who we're meant to be. The individuation process involves facing our shadow side. This is the part of ourselves that we often deny or repress. Synchronicities can sometimes bring these hidden aspects to light. They might present us with situations that force us to confront our fears or weaknesses. This can be challenging, but it's an essential part of personal growth. Jung believed that acknowledging and integrating our shadow was key to becoming whole. Individuation is a lifelong journey. It's not about reaching a final destination, but about continuous growth and self-discovery. Synchronicities can serve as markers along this path. They remind us that there's more to life than what we can see on the surface. By paying attention to these meaningful coincidences, we can gain deeper insights into ourselves and our place in the world. The interplay of psyche and matter. Jung's concept of synchronicity suggests a profound connection between psyche and matter. He proposed that our inner world and the external world are not as separate as we might think. Synchronicities seem to bridge the gap between mind and matter. They show how our thoughts and feelings can align with events in the physical world. This idea challenges the traditional divide between subjective and objective reality. The interplay between psyche and matter is at the heart of synchronicity. Jung believed that our mental states could influence the world around us in mysterious ways. He didn't claim that we could control external events with our minds. Instead, he suggested that there are deeper connections between our inner experiences and outer reality. This connection sometimes manifests as meaningful coincidences that seem to defy ordinary explanations. Jung's ideas about psyche and matter were influenced by quantum physics. He was fascinated by the strange behavior of particles at the quantum level. Quantum theory suggests that the act of observation can influence physical reality. Jung saw parallels between this and his observations about synchronicity. He wondered if there might be a deeper level of reality where mind and matter are not so distinct. The relationship between psyche and matter in synchronicity remains mysterious. We don't fully understand how our inner states can align with external events in meaningful ways, but many people have experienced moments that seem to transcend ordinary cause and effect. These experiences suggest that there might be more to reality than what we can measure and quantify. Jung's ideas invite us to consider a world where psyche and matter are intimately connected. The scarab beetle, a classic example. The scarab beetle's story is one of Jung's most famous examples of synchronicity. It perfectly illustrates how meaningful coincidences can occur. Jung was treating a patient who was struggling to make progress in therapy. She was too rational and found it hard to connect with her emotions. One day, she told Jung about a dream she had. In the dream, someone gave her a golden scarab beetle. As Jung listened to her recount the dream, he heard a tapping sound at the window. He opened it, and in flew a scarabade beetle. This beetle was the closest match to a golden scarab that could be found in that area. Jung caught the beetle and presented it to his patient. He said, "Here is your scarab." This event had a profound impact on the patient. It broke through her rational defenses and allowed her therapy to move forward. This story demonstrates several key aspects of synchronicity. First, there's the meaningful connection between the patient's dream and the real-world event. The appearance of the beetle seemed to validate the importance of her dream. Second, the timing was crucial. The beetle appeared at exactly the right moment to have maximum impact. Finally, the event had significant psychological consequences. It helped the patient progress in her therapy. Jung saw this incident as more than just a coincidence. He believed it was an example of how the unconscious mind can influence external reality. The scarab is an ancient symbol of rebirth and transformation. Its appearance at that moment seemed to signal a turning point in the patient's journey. This story has become a classic example of synchronicity in action. It shows how seemingly impossible coincidences can occur in ways that feel deeply meaningful. Jung's concept of synchronicity has profound spiritual and mystical implications. It suggests that there might be more to reality than what we can observe with our senses. Many people who experience synchronicities report feeling a sense of awe or wonder. These events can make us feel connected to something larger than ourselves. They hint at a hidden order in the universe that goes beyond what science can currently explain. Synchronicity aligns with many spiritual, metaphysical, and mystical traditions. The idea that everything is interconnected is found in many belief systems. Buddhism, for example, talks about the interconnectedness of all things. Some mystical traditions speak of a cosmic consciousness that underlies all of reality. Jung's ideas about synchronicity offer a psychological framework for understanding these spiritual concepts. The mystical aspects of synchronicity challenge our usual way of thinking about the world. They suggest that there might be hidden dimensions to reality that we don't normally perceive. Some people see synchronicities as evidence of divine intervention or guidance. Others view them as signs that we're on the right path in life. These experiences can lead to a sense of meaning and purpose that goes beyond everyday concerns. However, Jung was careful not to make metaphysical claims about synchronicity. He presented it as a principle based on his observations and experiences. He left room for scientific investigation while acknowledging the limitations of our current understanding. This balance between the mystical and the scientific is part of what makes Jung's ideas so intriguing. They invite us to explore the boundaries of what we know and what we can know about the nature of reality. Embracing synchronicity in our lives. Recognizing synchronicities in our lives can be a powerful tool for personal growth. It encourages us to pay attention to the subtle connections and meanings in our experiences. By being open to synchronicity, we might notice patterns and insights that we would otherwise miss. This awareness can lead to a richer, more meaningful life. It's about seeing the extraordinary in the ordinary. To embrace synchronicity, we need to cultivate a certain mindset. It involves being open to possibility and willing to consider alternative explanations for events. This doesn't mean abandoning critical thinking. Instead, it's about finding a balance between skepticism and wonder. We can look for meaningful connections while still maintaining a grounded perspective. It's a way of engaging with life that combines rationality with intuition. Paying attention to synchronicities can enhance our decision-making and problem-solving skills. These meaningful coincidences often occur when we're facing important choices or challenges. They might provide unexpected insights or perspectives. By being attuned to these events, we can tap into a deeper wisdom. It's as if we're accessing knowledge that goes beyond our conscious awareness. As we conclude our exploration of synchronicity, let's consider a quote from Jung himself. "Synchronicity is an ever-present reality for those who have eyes to see. This invites us to open our eyes to the hidden connections in our lives. It challenges us to look beyond the surface and consider the deeper meanings of our experiences. By embracing synchronicity, we might discover a world that's more magical, more interconnected, and more meaningful than we ever imagined."